This isn't just a cookie. It's a centuries-old flirtation, dusted in powdered sugar and scandal. Look at those gorgeous raspberry-filled cookies, apparently from Austria. We'll see. Simple to throw together. Few ingredients. And I've even packed some with Nutella. Yum. Cathy will fill you in on the scandalous gossip. In the meantime, let's get in the kitchen and make some drama. We're going to add 170 grams of softened, unsalted butter to our bowl, 100 grams of sugar, half a cup, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You can do this by hand. We're just going to cream the butter and the sugar together. I'm going to use a little handheld mixer. Clean the sides of your bowl often. And we're looking for well combined, little light, little fluffy. Should take about 3 minutes. Looking good. That was 3 minutes. To this we're going to add 1 egg yolk, which I have lightly beaten, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just going to mix these lightly to combine them. That is looking good. Meanwhile, in a separate bowl, here I have 160 grams of just plain flour, 72 grams, that's about 3/4 of a cup of almond flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of allspice. Pinch is about 1/8 of a teaspoon for me. If you don't have it, that's okay. And just whisk these together to combine. Now we're going to take our dry ingredients, add it to the bowl, and gently fold these into our butter mixture. We want to be gentle here. Let's not beat it up. Folding, just bringing the wet ingredients from the bottom to the top. And there, that's what we're looking for. It may look dry to you, like brown sugar, but it's not. We will be able to mold this. Like so. I'm going to pop this out onto a little parchment paper or cling film, or you can just put it right out on the counter. If you have to, you can use a tiny bit of flour. So I'm just putting it into a shape where I can roughly guess what half is. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to pop that onto a piece of cling wrap. I'm going to leave it in a rectangular shape. It'll make rolling easier. I hope, who knows. Same for the second piece of dough. Pop these into the fridge for about 30 minutes at least. You can do this step the night before, no problem. Keep your piece of parchment, we'll use that for rolling out.
Preheat your oven 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. Gas mark 4.
Lightly flour your surface. We are going to roll this to about 3 millimeters, which is 1/8 of an inch. I like to use a 2-inch, up to a 2.5-inch cookie cutter for these. That's about 6 centimeters. So with a smaller cookie cutter, we are going to make these our tops. So from those, we're just going to go in and carefully make a little star shape, if that's what you have. Don't worry if you damage one and it falls apart. Just ball it up and roll it out again. And some of these stars are a little bit wonky. But I'm pretty sure stars are like, snowflakes. No two are really alike. And as I always say, beauty lies in the imperfections. Place your cookies on a baking sheet, that parchment lined. We're going to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to have to use 2 baking sheets. If you do that, you can just rotate the sheets maybe about 8 minutes into the bake. These will not spread out very far, so you can get them quite close together, but not touching. They were in the oven exactly 12 minutes, these beauties. I had heart shapes, so I used those as well. Now they had to stay on the counter for about 20 minutes or 30 to cool.
Long before TikTok and tartlets, there was Austria, and one very jam-forward tort. Fast forward a few centuries and voila, the Linzer cookie. They're not just for holidays, darling. Have one in July. I certainly would. Now back to him. Seriously. He's about to spread jam, like his life depends on it.
Whoa, Cathy. I heard you were fired from the BBC.
No comment.
These are ready for the Glam Squad. I'm using the same parchment paper I used for baking them. It's to help keep me from making a huge mess. Let's start with 3 stars, top sides turned up for dusting, bottoms upside down for jamming. Be generous with the powdered sugar. I'm using raspberry jam with seeds. If you'd rather seedless, just sieve a few tablespoons. Put about 1/2 teaspoon of jam on the bottoms. For this one, I'm using apricot jam. It's a lovely sweet tart flavour for these cookies. Gently press the tops onto the bottoms. Look how beautiful. Continue with the rest of the cookies. I decided to add Nutella to some of these. I can't wait to eat them. And they're beautiful. I can't believe I made something so pretty. Just got to eat them now. All right, I'm going straight in for a raspberry. Mmm. 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 Oh my, the buttery almond crumble that melts in your mouth, and then you're slapped by the slightly tartiness, sweetness of the raspberry jam. Mmm. Wow. Use your favorite jam. I have also used apricot, and I was very bold and made some with Nutella. So I've got to have a Nutella. 2 cookies in 1 minute. Yeah, yes. Mmm. Chocolate, hazelnut, almonds, all together. It's a match made in heaven. It really is. This Nutella one is just magical. For some reason, this cookie, the Linzer cookie, has been packed away in the attic and taken out only one time a year around the holidays. And please don't do that. They deserve much more airtime and spotlight than once a year. After all, these are eaten in Europe every day. So please make them.
Well, finally, if you enjoyed watching him fumble his way to something actually delicious, then do the polite thing. Like, comment, and subscribe. He's too modest to ask, but I'm not. Tap that bell, darling. We've got more cooking, on the way.
Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot. And in the meantime, mind yourself. Bye.
Ah, yes. The Linzer Torte scandal. Allegedly invented in Linz, yet a recipe turned up in Vienna in 1696. But wait! A bakery near Linz claims theirs goes back to 1653. So what's the truth behind this flaky dough with a centuries-old identity crisis? You decide.